How to make your ex ever regret leaving you by becoming the man she never thought you'd become by transforming yourself. This is my story of a past relationship I had a long time ago. And it was a girl from Hawaii. We met in Vegas, through parties and all that stuff and friends of friends. And after a little bit, we were just, dating and hanging out. She was just visiting. And eventually, she became my girlfriend. I asked her to be my girlfriend, which was a big mistake, but I still did it anyway. And she went back to Hawaii, and we did the whole long distance thing. This was probably the first time I've ever done it, and probably the last time I'm ever going to do a long distance relationship. If it's your thing, cool. It was never for me, so I'm not trying to bash anyone that is going through that right now. But I will say though, I don't believe in it only because it is really tough. The only way to make it comfortable for each other is through words, and I feel like that's pretty tough. You could probably do FaceTime and all that, but to me, it ain't the same as being physically there with somebody. I felt like I was a single person because I wasn't really with the person physically, if that makes sense. And so, anyway, we were doing the whole, long distance thing for a while. And after 2 months or so, I realized she wasn't taking the relationship as serious as I was, in the sense of that, she was still going out, going to the clubs, whatever. And I was like, man, I'm kind of done with this, So I basically broke up with her when I was working at a coffee shop at the time. And I went to the back room office and I just called her, and I basically just let her know hey, I don't think, we should be together. You're doing your thing and I'm doing mine, and I feel like it's just not the right time. And so I ended the relationship there. Anyway, even though I did that whole thing, right? I initiated the breakup. I basically knew that it was not worth my time anymore because she was wasting my time. But I was so hurt by it that, when I was hurt, I'm heartbroken, obviously. But man, I started going to the gym. I started getting serious with my workouts. And I started following a celebrity workout book, following the plan. At the time, I think Atkins diet, where you have no carbs, was the thing. So I started doing a no carb diet. And if I could remember my diet, it was actually very little. I didn't know what I was doing, but I thought I was doing the right things. As long as I avoided carbs, I believe in my mind, I was doing great. And all I would eat would be if I could remember off the top of my head, it would be an apple, a small can of tuna, and then maybe a handful of almonds. Boiled chicken breast tenders, 2 to 4 pieces. And I believe I would have 2 boiled eggs or 4 a day. A protein shake maybe. And I believe that was really it, if I could remember. But man, I went hard for a good month to 2 months. And I remember I dropped 20 to 25 pounds or so in a month to 2 months. Something like that. It was crazy. But anyway, I went to the gym every day because I was so hurt. And I trained my ass off. Mind you, I'm not a person who was experienced at the time in lifting. I went to the gym because it was a social thing. It was a cool thing to go with your buddies and try to lift heavy ass weight with your dumbass egos because you didn't know how to lift properly and do progressive overload. And so we trained our asses off and stuff like that. But I went to the gym and my mindset was like this. I'm so hurt right now. I'm going to fucking run and sprint because that pain from sprinting is nothing compared to what I'm feeling right now. And when I was lifting, I will lift as hard as I fucking could, at the time, because the pain was so unbearable that I would rather go hard as fuck in the gym than to deal with the pain I was dealing with, inside. And so I trained so hard. Like, I wanted to make sure that the person that I was with her will be a completely different person. And I didn't want to be the same anymore. I wanted to upgrade myself. That's how hurt I was. It's like I had to shed who the hell I was before when I was with that, my ex-girlfriend at the time. And I wanted to, like, be way better than I ever was. And that was the goal. And I remember when I would run or do these crazy ass sprints. When I say crazy, for me, I was running like, I think I was doing like 7 to 8 miles per hour when I was doing certain sprints or high interval high intensity interval training on the treadmill. But when I was sprinting, I was doing about 7 to 8 miles per hour, which to me was fast. Now, if you can go faster, great. That was how fast I could go. But nonetheless, I went hard, and my mindset was, I'm trying to run away from the pain that I'm fucking dealing with. Like, that's how I felt mentally, because I was so hurt. Anyway, fast forward, after doing this consistently for a good 2 months straight, I lost a lot of weight. And I don't know if you can relate to this, but like, for a long time when I was young, I always looked up to certain celebrities, even bodybuilders or people in the fitness industry. And I was always like, man, I wish I could look like this person. Not just on the, physical side of the body, but their face too. Like, I always felt like I looked like ugly or something like that. Like, I wasn't confident in who I was as a person. And after I lost all that weight, this was the first time in my life that I felt super confident, like in my own skin. Like, I was happy to be me. I was confident. I didn't care about any other celebrity or, person that looked good. I finally was like, man, I actually look real good, and I probably look way better than they do. Like, that's how I felt, and I knew it deep down to my core. And like, that gave me this extreme confidence. And you could say I kind of got more cocky with it, I guess some people would say, like one of my best friends. But like, if you've always felt like the person who was like the ugly duckling in a sense, that everyone always got the girl that was attractive, or people would always have their friends go up to you and say, oh, you're my friend thinks you're cute, or whatever, this and that. It's like, I was never that guy. You know what I mean? Like, so for me to shed the body fat and get lean, it was like a game changer, not just for me on the physical side, but mentally. Like, it made me realize, like, I've been looking up to people when I should have been looking up to myself and working on myself, because I too, got it. You know what I mean? But anyway, I went hard as hell in the gym, because that was my therapy, and that's what helped me get through it. And I got healed eventually because of that, and that was the fastest path for me to get healed. Now, I'm not saying that if you do the same thing that I did, it's going to work and you're going to be completely healed. When it comes to breakups or heartbreaks, it actually there's a saying that goes, time heals all wounds. Now, maybe there's always going to be a scar there, right? Obviously. But it's going to take some time. That's no matter what you're going through after a breakup, time is only the thing that's going to heal what happened to you. And no one really knows the time. So you want to make use of your time wisely. Go to the gym, train hard, get fit, change your eating habits, eat healthier, eat cleaner. It clears your mind. It doesn't make you feel worse. Don't drink. Don't get hangovers. You know what I mean? Like, why do you want to feel worse? I get it. It's like a horrible time, but you don't want to even like do drugs or even like hook up with other people. That whole saying about to to get over somebody, you got to get under somebody. Like, nah. Like, I believe, and I met a lot of guys that have done that after a breakup where they hooked up with many women. They got, more depressed. A lot of guys have told me that story of how they thought it would make them feel better, but it never did. They just felt empty inside even more. So the truth is, you got that time now to heal. And I've said this before, but like, you were never alone when you were in a relationship, but now you're not alone. It's called solitude. There's a difference between being alone and having solitude. Solitude, you actually have time to focus and work on yourself. Alone is just like a feeling of like, I feel lonely, like nobody's around me. Like, maybe you're just lonely because you have nothing going on and you need to find a purpose. And now you got that chance to make something happen with your life, to upgrade some kind of skill, to figure out what you want in life. You don't need a chick to validate you to make you feel like you're the man. You need to become the man and know that you are the man, so you don't need to have a chick or a girlfriend to make you feel that way. And I feel like a lot of us men, especially when we're younger, go down that dark path, or that path of like seeking validation from women. And in the end, it's like it destroys your peace of mind and, you being on the path to achieving a lot of big things. It's a distraction, in my opinion. Now, if you found the love of your life early on, I'm happy for you. But I feel like there's not many of us that have. And yeah, anyway, I'm going on a rant. But anyway, so I'm sharing I'm sharing all this to say that after I got in shape, I got lean, and I started posting photos on social media, I remember my my ex like trying to chit chat with me, and then we started talking like friends. Like, it was actually cool because there was no like, like, what do you call it, attachment, right? In my case, there was no attachment. I didn't really care anymore. But come to find out, like, she wanted to get back with me. She wanted to get back with me because I was cool just being friends, still long distance, friendship, whatever. But she wanted to make her way back to Vegas. And like, she wanted to really get back with me again. And I was cool if she didn't, because I didn't care anymore. But after she saw how I looked, I believe she saw the difference in my energy. And man, I'm telling you, like, when you completely change yourself, and I'm just covering the looks part, right? Primarily right now, the physical. But I believe when you work on your physical, it also works on your mental part in the gym. And so she started like coming back to me again, and yeah. And so I'm going to end it there, but like, I want to just say that, like, don't get back with her. Just don't. If it didn't work out the first time, in my opinion, you don't want to try again because they messed it up for you. Like, why would you want to go back to someone that already messed it up for you the first time? I believe in second chances, yes. But I've done that, I want to say, maybe too many times, where the second chances gets worse. Like the after you get back with them, it gets worse. And the breakup's even worse than the first time. And so if you're going through a breakup, it sucks, but again, learn from what happened and focus on yourself. Surround yourself with positive people. They're going to lift you up. They're going to make you better. I mean, find some people that you can talk to about this. You don't want to share this with everyone. People that you trust, that you care about, that care about you, obviously the same. And understand that, like, don't do anything crazy to make yourself worse than what it is. While you're hurting, you want to be improving in other areas of your life, even though you're mentally messed up. You know, and I get it. It's like maybe crawling through the mud, and it's tough. I understand that. But from a guy who's been through some breakups, you know, time really does heal all wounds. And I feel like if you can just start working on yourself, number one, eating healthier. Number two, going to the gym consistently, right? And number three, surrounding yourself with the right people. And number four, and remembering that time heals all wounds. And talking about it with people that you care about is such a big thing. You got to release that stress, that pain. And there's people in my life that I've had that did that for me. And if it wasn't for them, I feel like I would have been stuck in that whole like pain for a longer time. But just remember, time heals all wounds. I hate repeating that, but that's the truth and that's the answer. So if time heals all wounds, you might as well spend your time wisely in becoming better. And if you need to cry, bro, like do it if you need to. I get it. But it's going to get better, honestly, over time. And but yeah, and don't get back with her. Don't get back with your ex ever. Like, your goal is to learn your lessons and move on to something better. And when I say better, I mean it could be a better, girlfriend in the future, but like you don't need a girlfriend right now. You need to like upgrade yourself and become a better person for you. Because maybe that chick was not meant for you anyway. That's the reason why she broke your heart. Or maybe that's why you're heartbroken. And that's why the relationship ended. Because it wasn't meant for you anyway. So, anyway, that's the video. And I hope if you're going through some tough times, you find the light at the end of the tunnel.